You just finished eating over 1,000 calories of fast food. Your stomach is physically stretched, yet 30 minutes later, you find yourself staring at the kitchen pantry, looking for a snack. We usually write this off as a personal failing. We tell ourselves we lack discipline or that we just have a bottomless appetite today. But your sudden craving is the result of decades of food engineering. Food scientists and behavioral psychologists design these meals to intentionally bypass your natural biological signals. Every step of the fast food transaction, from the moment you see the sign in the parking lot to the final bite you swallow, is a calculated sequence meant to override your body's ability to tell you it's full. To understand how this works, we have to rewind to your arrival. Why do we feel a physical pull toward a fast food drive-thru from miles down the road? The industry relies heavily on what marketers call the ketchup and mustard theory. The color red elevates your heart rate and creates a sense of urgency, while yellow evokes feelings of warmth and comfort. From an evolutionary standpoint, bright reds and yellows in nature usually signal poison or toxicity. Our ancestors learned to avoid them. Yet today, we see those colors and our mouths water. This is a learned response, built through a lifetime of childhood conditioning. We have been trained to associate these specific, vivid colors with an immediate rush of sugar and fat. Before you even open the restaurant door, your physiological state has shifted. Your heart beats a little faster, your rational decision-making takes a back seat, and your brain begins anticipating a reward. Once inside, you approach the digital ordering kiosk. You might think you're making a free choice about what to eat, but the interface designers have already made the choice for you through a concept called choice architecture. When people look at a screen, their eyes naturally follow a specific pattern to the top left corner, the golden triangle. Putting heavy meat options here establishes them as the default. Conversely, lighter options are shoved to the bottom, framing them as secondary. When it's time to pick a drink or fry size, the screen presents you with 3 escalating options. Behavioral scientists call this the rule of 3. We consistently exhibit a middle option bias, instinctively avoiding the extremes and choosing the medium, which reliably upsells you from a small. Even the final checkout screen uses a trick called round number mental accounting. By prompting you to round your total up to the nearest dollar for charity, it creates a satisfying even number on your receipt, making you far more likely to part with your spare change. The kiosk is a carefully engineered funnel. Next comes the food itself. Over the last few decades, fast food franchises engaged in massive size wars, escalating the baseline volume of a meal to offer a perceived better value. When presented with a massive portion, our ability to estimate how many calories we are actually consuming plummets. Studies show this happens to everyone, regardless of their body weight or their education in nutrition. This flowchart illustrates portion distortion. Large servings increase our perception of an appropriate portion, creating a new consumption norm. Following the loop down, our reduced ability to monitor food intake feeds into the final outcome. The volume of food we eat increases. But the true physical trap lies in a concept food scientists call vanishing caloric density. Ultra-processed items like French fries and hamburger buns are deliberately engineered to melt in your mouth almost immediately upon eating. Because the food dissolves without requiring substantial chewing, your brain assumes the calories are disappearing too, delaying the hormonal signals that tell your stomach it is full. Your body enters a state of hedonic hunger. You are compelled to keep eating purely for the intense sensory pleasure of the dissolving salt and heavy fat, completely disconnected from the massive energy surplus you just consumed. So, 30 minutes later, you sit surrounded by crumpled wrappers, still feeling hungry. Your meal was rigged from the moment you saw the sign. The fast food industry invests billions of dollars into behavioral research and food science. They understand the mechanics of human psychology better than we understand our own habits. As portion sizes inflate and ultra-processed ingredients dominate the market, this kind of passive corporate manipulation poses a severe active threat to public health. The most effective defense mechanism you have is active awareness. Knowing how color theory spikes your heart rate, recognizing the choice architecture on a menu screen, and understanding vanishing caloric density allows you to recognize the triggers as they happen. You can outsmart the engineering, but you have to stop viewing your cravings as a failure of willpower. You have to start seeing the invisible systems built against you.